Welcome back. In our previous session, we had completed practical question number 3 of ratio analysis. In our today's session, we are going to start practical question number 4 of ratio analysis. Let's start question number 4, which says the balance sheet and profit and loss account of Kohli Limited are as under. Balance sheet as on 31st March 20. Liabilities: equity share capital 4 lakh rupees, preference share capital 1 lakh rupees, general reserve 1,20,000, capital reserve 40,000, creditors 26,000, bills payable 14,000 and outstanding expenses 10,000. On asset side, building 3,70,000, furniture 2,14,000, machinery 10,000, investment 14,000, inventories 40,000, debtors 27,000, bills receivable 15,000, cash and bank 20,000. Total of balance sheet is 7,10,000. Profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 20. Opening stock 60,000, credit purchase 2,24,615, cash purchase 75,385, wages 10,000, factory expense 15,000, sundry expense 7,800. On credit side, credit sales 2,55,500 and cash sales 1,04,500. There is mistake in heading. Instead of liabilities and assets, there will be particulars on both the sides, right? And net profit is 7,200. What we need to calculate is 7 different ratios. Number 1, current ratio. Number 2, quick ratio. Number 3, average collection period. It means debtors turnover ratio. Average collection period means debtors turnover ratio. Average age of payable means creditors turnover ratio. Inventory turnover, net working capital and inventory to working capital ratio. We need to calculate these 7 things from the given information, right? So let's start one by one. First ratio is current ratio. Current ratio's formula is current assets divided by current liability. So from given question, we need to calculate current assets, which include inventories, debtors, bills receivable and cash and bank balance. So current assets is equal to stock plus debtors plus bills receivable plus cash and bank. Stock is for 40,000, debtors is for 27,000, bills receivable 15,000 and cash and bank 20,000, right? So total current assets is equal to 1,02,000. Same way, we need to calculate current liabilities from the balance sheet. So current liability includes creditors, bills payable and outstanding expenses. These 3 amounts will be considered for current liabilities. So current liability is equal to creditors plus bills payable plus outstanding expenses. Amount of creditor 26,000, bills payable 14,000 and outstanding expense 10,000. So total current liabilities is equal to 50,000. Now we have both current assets as well as current liability. So current assets 1,02,000 divided by current liability 50,000. So our current ratio will be 2.04 is to 1, right? This is our first answer, 2.04 is to 1. Next ratio is quick ratio. Quick ratio or liquid ratio, both are same. ક્વિક રેશિયો, લિક્વિડ એસેટ્સ ડિવાઈડ બાય લિક્વિડ લાયબિલિટીઝ. હવે લિક્વિડ એસેટ્સ કેવી રીતે મળશે? ફોર લિક્વિડ એસેટ we need to calculate liquid assets is equal to current assets minus stock. So liquid assets is equal to current assets minus stock. We have current assets for rupees 1,02,000 and out of those current assets stock is of rupees 40,000. So liquid assets is equal to 1,02,000 current assets minus 40,000 rupees of stock. So our liquid assets will be 62,000. And now we need to calculate liquid liabilities. Liquid liabilities is equal to current liabilities minus bank overdraft. In our current question, there isn't bank overdraft, so whatever current liabilities will be there will be considered as liquid liability. Current liability 50,000 આપણે હમણાં જ કેલ્ક્યુલેટ કરી, માઇનસ બેંક ઓવરડ્રાફ્ટ 0 કેમ કે ક્વેશ્ચનની અંદર છે જ નહીં, તો લિક્વિડ લાયબિલિટી વિલ બી 50,000, રાઈટ. લિક્વિડ એસેટ્સ 62,000 and liquid liabilities 50,000. So our quick ratio will be 62,000 divided by 50,000. So final answer will be 1.24:1. Next ratio is average collection period. Average collection period. Debtors turnover ratio. Average collection period is equal to debtors plus bills receivable divided by credit sales multiplied by number of days. Debtors given in question 27,000. Bills receivable 15,000. Debtors 27,000, bills receivable 15,000. Credit sales given in question in profit and loss account, credit sales is given at 2,55,500. Credit sales is 2,55,500 multiplied by number of days not given in question. So we will consider 365 days. 27,000 debtors plus 15,000 bills receivable divided by 2,55,500 of credit sales multiplied by 365 days of a year. So our final answer will be 60 days. So average collection period is 60 days, or you can say debtors turnover ratio is 60 days. Next question is average age of payables. It means creditors turnover ratio. So average age of payment is equal to creditors plus bills payable divided by credit purchase multiplied by number of days. Creditors and bills payable can be find out from balance sheet liability side. Creditors 26,000 and bills payable 14,000. 26,000 plus 14,000 divided by credit purchase, which can be found out from profit and loss account. Credit purchase is 2,24,615 and multiply by number of days 365. So our average age of payment is 65 days, or you can say that creditors turnover ratio is 65 days, right? Our next ratio is inventory turnover. Inventory turnover ratio is equal to cost of goods sold divided by average stock. So for cost of goods sold, we need to calculate cost of goods sold is equal to opening stock plus purchase plus direct expense minus closing stock. In question, we have opening stock, purchase. Purchase include both the purchase, credit purchase as well as cash purchase. And in given question, we have direct expenses like wages and factory expenses. So this will be considered as our direct expenses. Sundry expenses will be considered as administrative expense, right? So direct expense include only wages and factory expenses from the given question. So for opening stock we have 60,000 rupees, credit purchase, these two amount, total purchase, credit purchase plus cash purchase. And for direct expenses we have again two amount for wages and factory expense. And closing stock given in question is 40,000. So opening stock 60,000 plus purchase, credit as well as cash purchase plus direct expense, wages and factory expense minus closing stock. So cost of goods sold is equal to 3,45,000. And now we need to calculate average stock. Average stock કેવી રીતે મળશે? Opening stock plus closing stock divide by 2. Opening stock 60,000, closing stock 40,000 divide by 2. So average stock will be 50,000 rupees. Cost of goods sold 3,45,000 divided by average stock 50,000. So inventory turnover ratio is 6.9 times. Clear? Our next ratio, net working capital. Net working capital. Working capital means current assets minus current liability. In question, we have already calculated both these amounts, current assets as well as current liability. Current assets is 1,02,000 and current liabilities are 50,000. So 1,02,000 minus 50,000, answer will be 52,000. So our net working capital is rupees 52,000. And last ratio is inventory to working capital ratio. Inventory to working capital ratio. Formula for that is inventory divided by working capital. Inventory means closing stock. We have closing stock is given in question at 40,000 rupees. In balance sheet, closing stock is given at 40,000. So inventory is equal to 40,000. Working capital we have just calculated 52,000. 40,000 divided by 52,000. So final answer is 0.77. 0.77 is to 1. So friends, with this our practical question number 4 is completed. અને આની સાથે જ આપણું જે ચેપ્ટર છે રેશિયો એનાલિસિસ એ પણ અહીંયા કમ્પ્લીટ થાય છે. તો આજનો સેશન આપણે વાઇન્ડ અપ કરીએ. નેક્સ્ટ સેશનમાં જ્યારે આપણે મળશું ત્યારે નવા ચેપ્ટર સાથે મળશું. ટિલ ધેન, ગુડ બાય. થેન્ક યુ.